Greetings, students. In this module, we're going to look at the grading a FRQ assignment. And so first I'm going to go ahead and put it on student view. So what you see and what I see is the same. So when you log into your AP Psychology course, you can go to modules and you're going to scroll down, and this assignment is under the Getting to Know the AP Psychology Exam module. And I know that it's on lesson page 5 rather, but don't just skip to lesson page 5. You need to complete the work through 1, 2, 3, 4, and before you get to 5 and try to attempt this assignment. Make sure you especially look at this video that talks about the free response on the AP Psychology exam and what's expected. So we're omitting the what's the rubric, so you can completely ignore this right here. You will not be doing this assignment this semester, so please don't do that. Cross that sucker out. All right, so the grading and FRQ assignment right here. Let me turn my pen off. It says the purpose of this assignment is to expose you to a previous free response question and to analyze student attempts to answer the proposed question. Using what was learned during the presentation, you possess the necessary tools for understanding the techniques students should have employed when responding to the questions. You will be provided with a rubric to grade 3 actual responses and will in turn a document detailing how you graded each response. As you will observe, the samples range from an ideal response to one that is insufficient in demonstrating psychological knowledge. Please view the assignment for further instructions. So we're going to come up here to this gray bar. And remember, this is where we're going to find handouts for assignments and projects. And I'm going to open 2 documents. The first one is Scoring a Free Response Directions. I'm just going to also open FRQ Scoring Response. So, the purpose of this assignment is to expose you to a previous free response question. This is basically everything that was written in the module. So what is your task? Below, you're going to find 3 response questions in bold. And these are actually on this document. We've updated this, so it'll be the second document. In the sidebar, you're going to find the supporting documents that you need, including scoring guidelines and sample responses to grade. You will create a new Word document, so that's important. So you're going to go into wherever you have Word, and you're going to open a Word document, and you're going to be turning in the Word document as your assignment. See additional directions below. Please read each question and view the scoring guidelines. In your mind, remember the points made in the presentation about FRQs and responses. Once you've read through the question in the rubric, once again, expose yourself to the helpful tips for assessing FRQs. You will find 3 sample responses. And again, these are going to be on the second page. This is student 1A. This is the response for student 1B. And if you scroll down, this is the response for student 1C. So those are your 3 responses. You will score each response by writing a paragraph detailing each point that the student earned and each point the student did not. In doing this, you should be highlighting the strengths and weaknesses of each response. To conclude the scoring, please provide an appropriate out of score. For example, 4 out of 8 in the last sentence of your paragraph. Make suggestions for how the student could improve his or her response to improve their score. Analysis for each should be in paragraph form, therefore you are submitting 3 paragraphs on that Word document that you open. And then I'm not going to read these tips, but here are some tips for answering FRQs. You can read over those on your own. Let's look at what you need to do. So here's the question. A psychologist conducted a study at her home during an annual activity of children wearing masks and going door to door receiving candy. Some of the children arrived alone while others arrived in a group. Over the course of the night, the psychologist asked half of the children to remove their mask when they arrived at her door. The remaining half kept their mask on. The psychologist told every child to take only 1 piece of candy. She then went inside the house, leaving the bowl of candy outside. This gave the children the opportunity to take additional candy. The psychologist measured the percentage of children who took additional candy. The psychologist's hypothesis were that children would take more candy when they were alone, and that children would take they take more candy when they were alone, and they would take more candy when they were masked. Here are the results on the graph. So you're not going to be answering this, but you're going to be scoring on other students, which is one of the best ways to learn how to write a good AP Psychology FRQ. So those students on this second document, you're going to be looking for their ability to identify the operational definition of the dependent variable, explain how data support or do not support each of the psychologist's hypotheses, explain why the psychologist cannot generalize her findings to all children, and explain why the study is not a naturalistic observation. Explain how each of the following might play a role in their behavior. Now, since we haven't learned this stuff yet, you have the scoring guidelines to lead you in your assessment. These are actual released AP Psychology questions and scoring rubrics. And so this is helpful. Here's the general guidelines for writing an FRQ, and here's how the student earns or does not earn the point. So I'm going to go ahead, I want to split this screen so we can look at these together. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger. I'm going to take this one, pull it over here. So this is cut off a bit because my I can't change the size of my recording right now, but you get the gist of it. So we're going to look over here at student 1A. And so I'm going to read this student's point. And I can tell you as a tip right now, they should not bullet these responses. You should never list or bullet your response. Just write in paragraph format. So don't put in the A, the B, the C, and the D. Point 1. So you're going to read this sentence and see if it matches up with any of this information to score that point. And so you'll write on your Word document, student A did or did not earn the first point and why. Then you'll go down to the second point, data support, and you'll look and you'll read the student's response about data. And then you'll write in your paragraph Word document, student A did or did not earn point 2 and why. And so you'll go through all three students and you'll look at the rubric and you'll compare the rubric to their response and you will give them a score. Once for each point you've said either student A did or did not earn and explain why, once you've done that for all of the possible points, this essay has 7, you'll give the student an out of number. So for example, if you feel like student A earned 4 out of the 7 points, at the end of your paragraph you'll write 4 out of 7. Then you'll go to student B and you'll do the same thing. And again, these are unnecessary, these letters. It's okay to, have a sentence and then another sentence, but when you're writing FRQs, don't bullet it or letter it like that. So you'll do the same thing, student B, write a paragraph and they give an out of score. And then the same with student C. And then you will save the Word document that you have created and you will turn it into your Canvas course. You do not have to turn in the student responses and you do not have to turn in the question in the rubric. So I hope this helps get started with this assignment. If you do have additional questions about this, please reach out and let me know. Thank you.